And welcome to our English lesson today. In today's lesson, we are going to be planning our story based on the Stone Age boy, and then Thursday and Friday we are going to be writing the story. And on those days, I'll do another video to explain a little bit more about the writing process and how to write your story. Okay, here we go. So, for this lesson and for your story, you are going to be writing your own story based on the Stone Age boy. But our story is going to have a twist, okay? So instead of your character falling into the Stone Age, your main character is going to be from the Stone Age and will fall into the modern day, okay? So it's like the opposite of the Stone Age boy story. So I want you to have a think about what kind of things your main character will see in the modern day. Okay, so pause the video, have a think about that. There's some pictures here to help you, okay? Brilliant. What did you come up with? So I thought about cars and traffic, shops and supermarkets, and lots of modern houses, parks like Mary Stevens Park. Did you come up with anything else? Okay, remember we want the character to see lots of interesting things in the modern day, okay, because they won't have seen it before. Now, for our planning, we are going to split our story into plot points. You know, like that we've been using in school when we think about our story in different parts of the story and different plot points. Okay, so the 5 plot points that we have are falling into the modern day. That's the plot point 1. Plot point 2, meeting a modern character. Plot point 3, exploring the modern day. Plot point 4, falling back into the Stone Age. And plot point 5, what has your character learned about the modern day? Okay, brilliant. So I'm going to talk you through how to plan each plot point. Now, there's a template right at the end of the PowerPoint that looks like this. Okay, so I've got my plot points down the side here and then some ideas. If you can print that off. If you can't, don't worry, you could just make some notes for each plot point and that will be brilliant, okay? Now, remember when we are planning, what do we need to do? That's right, when we're planning, we don't write out our story in full, we're just doing little notes about each plot point, okay? And then tomorrow and Friday, I will show you how to turn those into sentences. So, plot point 1, falling into the modern day. So some questions to consider are at the top. So who is your main character? Now remember, they must be from the Stone Age, okay? How does your character get into the modern day? And what can they see around them when they wake up? So I've included here some pictures from the story. Okay, and then this is my example. And remember, look, I've just done some key ideas. Okay, not full sentences. I'm not writing my story yet. So I've got a Stone Age girl dressed in animal skin. Animal skin is also used for her shoes. Okay, so you might do a girl, you could do a boy. It's up to you. And then how she gets into the Stone Age, she's wandering in a cave when she trips and falls down, down, down into the modern day. Okay, so have a think about where your character is before they fall into the modern day. Okay, maybe they're sat by the campfire, maybe they fall into the fire, maybe they're out hunting for an animal and she trips and falls down a hole. Okay, it's up to you. And then when she wakes up, she's in the middle of a busy street. Around her, there's lots of strange moving things and lots of tall buildings, and she doesn't recognise anything at all. Okay, so I thought about the modern day, there would be a busy street, lots of people, lots of cars, all things that she doesn't recognise. Okay, so I'd like you to pause the video now and have a go at making some notes for plot point 1. Use mine to help you if you need. Brilliant. Now we're on plot point 2. So this is when your main character meets another character, so like the Stone Age boy met Om, you need to think about who your main character meets, what they say to each other, what questions might be asked, like we did for this picture here, and where does the next character take the main character? Do they take them to see their family? Do they give them a tour of the modern day? Okay, so my example, my Stone Age girl saw a strange boy in the distance wearing blue trousers and a woolly jumper. He also had some strange things on his eyes. So things she might say to him: where am I? Who are you? And what are you wearing? What are all these strange buildings? And how did I get here? And then the boy drags the girl off to meet his family. Okay, so have a think for plot point 2, who your main character meets, what sort of things they will say to each other, and then I want your main character, the next character, to drag the main character off to meet the family and show them around the modern day. Okay, so pause the video and just jot down some notes for that plot point. Brilliant. Okay, how did you get on? Now, plot point 3. This is when your 2 characters, they are exploring the modern day. Like in the Stone Age boy, when shows the boy the campfire, she takes him fishing, she takes him hunting, she takes him to see a cave. I want you to think about what your characters get up to in the modern day. So what do they see? Where do they go? So my example, again, just some little notes. Okay, it's not my story yet. So I've got the boy takes the girl to play in the park. They go for a long walk in the woods and see lots of animals like cats and dogs. They go to the supermarket to buy some food. Sorry for that little mistake there. They cook dinner with the food that they have bought, and they go for a drive in a car. So I've tried to think of things that would be really interesting to my Stone Age girl that she wouldn't have seen before, especially things like going for a drive in a car and going to the supermarket. Okay, so pause the video now and make some notes about what your characters get up to in the modern day. Okay, brilliant. Then plot point 4. So this is about falling back into the Stone Age. So once your character has been shown around the modern day and been exploring, I want you to think about how they get back into the Stone Age. So in the Stone Age boy, our main story, the boy sees a bear and he tries to get the bear, but then he falls backwards, doesn't he, into the modern day. So in my example, I've got that both characters are walking down a busy street. There are lots of cars and people everywhere. And then the 2 characters get separated and the girl trips and falls down a drain. Okay, back into the Stone Age. Now, if you're a bit stuck for ideas, I've put some down the bottom here. So perhaps your character could go to the park and swing off into the Stone Age. Perhaps your character could go to the supermarket and lose the boy and fall back into the Stone Age. So if you're unsure, you can't think of any ideas, you might like to use one of those. Okay, so pause the video now and have a go at writing down your ideas for that plot point. Okay. Then finally, plot point 5, what has your character learned? So I thought we'd just look at the final page of Stone Age Boy and see how that story ends to help us with our ideas. So we've got, instead I found I was back home. When I told my family what had happened, they didn't believe me. They said I'd only been gone a few hours and I must have fallen asleep and dreamt it. Years passed, but I never forgot my friend Om. I am an archaeologist now. That's me in the glasses. Everywhere I go, I look in the past for signs of Om, and I never stop learning from her and her people. So for this plot point, what I want you to do is think about what your main character has learned now he or she is back in the Stone Age. So I've put for my notes that they've woken up back in the Stone Age, that she's tried to tell everyone about the adventure, but no one believes her. She showed her family some of the things that she learned in the modern day, like how to cook different recipes, how to make wheels to move things around, and how to build a swing to play on. And then I've ended it like the Stone Age boy story. Was it a dream? Maybe, or maybe not. So a little bit of a cliffhanger there, okay? So what I want you to do now is pause the video and have a go at jotting down some ideas for that part of the story. Okay, brilliant. Now, as I said before, there's a template here to help you, or if not, just jot down some ideas onto your book or onto paper. Okay, that would be fantastic. Now, tomorrow and Friday, we are going to write the story. So tomorrow we will be doing plot point 1 and plot point 2. And then on Friday, we'll be finishing the story off. Okay, so good luck with your planning. Okay, if you'd like to send me your plans, I can always have a look through those and give you any feedback on your plans, but I'm sure they'll be brilliant. Okay, thanks, Year 3.